Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Carrie Gibson Bristois, and I am the owner and principal of Exit Equity. We work with business owners and help them with their exit planning and the sale of their privately held business. And today we have a very special guest, our newest team member at Exit Equity, Corey Gregg. Um,
Hello.
Hello. Not only is Corey bringing Exit Equity a wealth of experience, she's also leading our exciting new initiative as we expand into Texas. So, I just wanted to take some time and dive into her journey and talk about market trends that are shaping 2025 and touch on some valuable insights for business owners considering a sale. So, let's jump in. Corey, welcome.
Thank you. I guess I'll first introduce myself and kind of my background.
Yes,
My
please.
name is Corey. I specialize in selling privately owned businesses. My journey actually started from a little kid. I grew up and had kind of a firsthand or I should say, front seat experience in the entrepreneurial journey because my own father started sweeping floors for a small business and he worked his way up being a key critical um, employee and owner of a lower middle market company. And it just was an opportunity for me to kind of see what it's like to build something and create legacy. I graduated from Texas A&M University, and right out of college, I worked at a startup. I knew I wanted to start my own business eventually in life, and what better way to go into business with a startup? And there were 6 employees, so I wore a lot of hats. I got incredible experience there. But I also, and when we got to see tremendous growth in the Austin area, and from there, I took the opposite extreme and went to a Fortune 500 company where I got to learn business operations and strategic plans for a larger company. I think between those two combos led me to start a recruiting company. And so I got to run it from my own. And I've since then started a real estate investment firm. And um, I love business. I love all sectors of business. And I actually got into business brokerage initially because I just heard about the field because I was looking to buy a business. And it was through that I realized, wow, there is an industry of professionals that get to help business owners transition to that next phase of life. And you get exposure to tons of different businesses and you get to help people. I mean, at the end of the day, when I took a personality test, my personality is to help others. Like it really brings me joy and fulfillment. And what better way to be able to, you know, help owners, but also bring in the gifts that I've learned throughout my career. So it's a win win.
Yeah. And isn't that so amazing? Like, same here with the entrepreneurial background and that, unfortunately, business brokerage and M&A advisory is like the best kept secret. A lot of business owners just don't even know it's out there.
Right, right, for sure. Yes.
So, well, I'm glad you found it because that led you to join us at Exit Equity. So, tell us a bit more. What led you to join us here and lead the initiative to launch in Texas?
So going back to the buy side, when I was looking at buying a business, um, we got under contract, we were in due diligence, and the deal completely fell apart. And during that time, I just remember thinking there's got to be a better process out there. And the sad part for that particular seller was that he ended up liquidating all his assets and he didn't end up selling the business. And I there's just a big part of me that had a lot of compassion for the seller because I know he had put so much time, energy into creating this business to only have it go to market and not even sell, which statistically, if you look at the statistics, only 20% of businesses actually make it to the closing table overall. And so it was through that journey of learning about just there's got to be a better process. So when I met you, Kara, at M&A Source, and we got to talking, I and as we were talking about just exit equity, I realized you guys really had best in class processes. You really brought the investment banking best practices into the lower middle market. And what I mean by that is just that you have processes in place where your success rate was over 90%. So you were beating the market by significantly of how many deals were getting to the finish line. But also, you work as a team-based approach, which is what investment banking typically does. Is they work as a team. They look at the client and they say, okay, well, what's the best for this particular client? And they bring in a certified valuation analyst, which we at Exit Equity have, and it's a whole process to get the client to their financial goals and to their personal goals. And so, to me, it just made sense of why to join Exit Equity. And then when you asked me to launch Texas, I was so thrilled because I'm a native Houstonian. I've been born and raised in Houston, Texas. I love the Gulf Coast area, and there's incredible opportunity here in Texas for for business owners to transition into retirement. But there really wasn't you have over and over proven the processes in place to get that business owner across the line. So it's not just about expanding footprint, the exit equities in Texas. It's more about expanding the mission field, which is bringing these best in class practices to Texas.
Oh, and I'm so excited to do that. And it's just, again, I think it just blends that really nice. It blends really nicely with having you in Houston, a native, and really understanding the business landscape and what's there and applying our tried and true processes there. So, just so excited to
Yes.
bring this to the Texas market. And kind of with that, like that leads me to with you being boots on the ground, have been working in Texas, you've had many proven successful business sales down there. What trends are you seeing down in Texas for 2025?
Well, it's interesting. Most of the, market data showed that 2025 was going to be, if you look at like private equity and strategic buyers, there was already for 2025 a forecast of much more deals coming to market. And we are seeing a start to the year. If you look at it trends over 2024, we are setting pace for multiple buyers that are ready to deploy money into deals, as well as sellers that are really interested in making a strategic connection with a buyer and a seller. And so I'm really excited about 2025. The second thing that we are seeing is an increased number of valuations that are coming in the door, which is so critical when you're thinking about selling 2 to 5 years, even 10 years down the road, of just getting a baseline of where you're at in the marketplace.
Oh, you're singing. It's music to my ears, and I feel like that's been happening more and more, working with business owners so that they can be planful and think about what that exit strategy means for them, and to have that business valuation done so they're actually talking real numbers and can really talk
Right,
tax implications and what's actually going to go in their pocket. Then that
right.
really sets them up to, as everyone's been saying, right, stay, the banks, I still laugh, they were saying for 23 and 24, stay alive till 25. Well, here we are. And oh my gosh, yes, it's been, you can feel it. I feel like you can feel the energy. And there's a lot of really interesting businesses and business owners that have, I think I keep saying it, but I think you've been seeing it too. Just got through COVID, business has righted itself, and owners are tired. They've done a lot in the last 5 years, so
Yep,
ready to kind of hand it off to someone that can make it continue to grow.
yep. Agree.
So if a business owner in Texas is thinking about selling, what is the first step that they should take?
So I always say when you're thinking about selling, whether it's 2 to 5 years or 10 years down the road, always think of the end in mind. And what I mean by that is as think about the end, you're envisioning, what your goals are, what your personal goals are, what your exit strategy is, and then start preparing steps to get to that place. And the number one thing that we recommend is getting a business valuation. A lot of uh, different firms out there will kind of give you roundabout multiples, but it's really good to get kind of that baseline valuation done so that so that we can sit down and kind of help exit plan with you of, hey, here's some value drivers that if we do this, this, and this, then that will increase the value as you're looking to exit 2 to 5 years down the road. But if you're even thinking of selling, I think it just is, first of all, a conversation, obviously confidential. We sign NDAs prior to having conversations, because we value confidentiality. We wouldn't exist without it. But the first step would be, let's have a conversation, and likely let's look at a valuation, and let's see where you're at.
I love it. Couldn't say it better myself. And, that is the best first step just to get things going. So I
Yes.
love it. So, Corey, if we have business owners in the Gulf Coast listening to this and want to make their 2025 resolution, starting that exit planning, getting that valuation done, initiating a conversation with you so that eventually they can exit with optimal value, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way is my email, which is Corey@exitequity.com. We can schedule a time to chat.
Love it. Well, Corey, I to say that Exit Equity is thrilled to have you is an understatement. We've just been flying high, and we are just so happy to have you as part of our team. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Here
you.
we
I am
go.
so excited.